refusing overtime pay. Think again. Hey everyone, gather around for this incredible tale of workplace drama and sweet vengeance. This story comes from a friend of a friend, and it's one you won't want to miss. So, we've got Bob, who's been a computer whiz since he was a kid. Like many in IT, Bob's bounced from job to job, but at this time he was employed by a service and distribution company in Ontario, Canada. There were only 2 IT folks in the whole place. About 3 years back, Bob's company decided they needed to modernize their software. They had all these separate programs for things like dispatching, inventory, payroll, and finances, and it was a nightmare transferring info between them. Bob, being the tech-savvy guy he is, recommended an ERP system he knew well from a previous gig. Now, for those who might not know, an ERP system is basically an all-in-one software solution that manages everything. Purchase orders, sales, inventory, personnel, vendors, customers, you name it. You can pull reports to see which customer bought the most of a certain part or which salesman improved the most. It's a powerful tool, but also pretty complex. Fast forward, and Bob is neck deep in the implementation process. He's running around training employees on their parts of the system. After a few months, things start to settle down, though he still deals with software tweaks and the occasional IT issue. Then, the company decides to expand into different time zones, which throws a wrench in the works. Atlantic Canada is 90 minutes ahead, and Pacific Canada is 3 hours behind, which means emails and orders are flying in at all hours. Bob's mornings and evenings are filled with people demanding immediate assistance. To tackle this, the company decides to stagger IT shifts. Bob's new hours are 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., while his colleagues are supposed to be 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m., but his colleague, having kids, refuses the shift change and ends up quitting. Suddenly, Bob is the sole IT guy. The company struggles to find a replacement because they won't pay market rates for someone who knows the ERP system. Bob asks for a raise, denied. Requests overtime pay. Nope, he's exempt under the law. This goes on, and Bob knows they won't find anyone else at the salary they're offering. Things go from bad to worse. Bob is getting chewed out for missing calls and emails at all hours, training new hires, and dealing with hardware issues. He's had enough and starts planning his escape. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Bob, with full access to the ERP system, decides to check the logs. The system logs when employees sign in, and even if they forget to sign out, it logs them out after 15 minutes. Most employees, who were on salary, were putting in way more than 44 hours a week, the threshold for overtime pay in Ontario, unless you're a manager or supervisor. So Bob runs a report for every non-manager employee, dating back to when the ERP was first implemented. Then, he contacts an employment lawyer to ensure everything's above board. Bob lines up a new job and, after leaving, he sends an email to every employee. Attached is an Excel sheet detailing the hours each person worked over the 44-hour mark. The subject line, "You're legally entitled to overtime pay." And he includes the lawyer's contact info. The fallout is massive. Almost every employee authorizes the lawyer to negotiate on their behalf, and the company is forced to shell out a ton of money in back pay. All they had to do was pay Bob for his extra work. Instead, they ended up paying almost everyone,